Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I will be sharing with you guys what happens during rehearsals. So I'll be talking about what rehearsals are for and the rehearsal process. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Abby Sulit. I'm a freelance theater actor from the Philippines. So this channel is all about makeup and theater, two of the things I'm very passionate about. So if you love makeup and theater, please make sure to subscribe and be part of the family. So let's jump on to the video. So now let's talk about what rehearsals are for and why they are important. So rehearsals are there to study a show. That is actually where you piece together the different elements of a show. So the music, the choreography, the blocking, everything. So in this video, I will be sharing with you guys the basic framework or skeleton of rehearsals. I will actually have a separate video on the do's and don'ts in rehearsals. So as I mentioned earlier, rehearsals are there to piece together a show. But you have to remember that there are different elements like music and movement. And in movement, you can divide that further into your choreography and your blocking. So usually, we will start with music rehearsals. So what exactly happens during music rehearsals? So in music rehearsals, if it's your first time to join a company, usually what happens is they will classify you first. So they'll put you either in soprano, alto, tenor, or bass. So once you're classified, sometimes they will start with a vocalization, of course, to warm up. If, for example, they don't, make sure to warm up before music rehearsals. Again, you don't want to injure your voice. I stress this in my class all the time. And during music rehearsals, that's where they piece together the different harmonies of the songs. So for example, they give you the score in advance. Try to learn the different parts. You don't have to, for example, if you're a girl, you don't have to know the tenor parts or the bass parts. Try to study the alto parts and the soprano parts, just in case they move you to a different voice classification. If, for example, you don't know how to play the piano or you don't know how to read notes, what you can do is at least be familiar with the songs. You don't want to come into rehearsals unprepared. Musical directors will usually do it chronologically. They will start from the first song and then end with the last song. Or sometimes they do it per number. Like for example, if there are big numbers, they will start with that and then they'll just do the solos or the duets last. And the music rehearsal process can vary between different companies. For example, there's one company that I worked with who does music rehearsals for only 2 days. Yes, guys. 2 days. And to be honest, we were actually able to finish the show in 2 days. We did Act 1 in 1 day and then Act 2 the other day. So because we all, I think most of us knew how to sight read, or at least we knew our parts beforehand, we were able to piece the show in 2 days. But there are some companies who have their music rehearsals for 2 weeks. For example, when I rehearsed with Blue Rep, we would usually have 2 weeks for music rehearsals. And in 2 weeks, we have to finish the entire show, which is pretty difficult because you have big numbers and of course there are newbies, so it's pretty hard to teach those who have no background the music to the show. So again, you want to be familiar with the show before you come to rehearsals. Some musical directors know how to play the piano, so they will play it for you and they will teach you the parts if they allow you to use your phone and record your parts. So some MDs use a keyboard to teach the songs. There are some MDs who like pre-recording the parts because, for example, it's their own arrangement or it's their composition. So they have it pre-recorded and that's how they teach. So expect to learn probably in different ways, either through a piano. If you're not used to that, practice with a friend who can play, then play and then sing afterwards and repeat. There are some MDs who just play the recording and then you try to copy the voice. So again, there can be different processes. You can either have an MD who can play or have a pianist with them who will play the different parts and will teach the harmonies, or have an MD who has a pre-recording of the show and that person will play the pre-recording during rehearsals. So in music rehearsals, expect to learn the harmonies of the songs. In music rehearsals, you also learn your solos and duets. But my suggestion is to learn it in advance. You don't want to come in and not know your own solo. Unless, of course, it's like an original composition and you only really get to hear it during music rehearsals. So that's understandable. But if for example, it's a show that's already like in Spotify, look for the music, listen, and then study it at home. After your music rehearsals, next you'll have movement. So either your choreography or your blocking. So it can change. Because there are some companies who actually do the show chronologically from the start to the end. So what they do is they block the book scenes first, meaning they block the lines first. And then, if it's a dancey part, they will ask the choreographer to choreograph right after they block that scene. So you actually see the show unfold chronologically. But there are some companies who have choreography before blocking. And choreography is usually 2 weeks. If it's purely just choreography, that's usually 2 to 3 weeks of choreography. And then after that, you will have your blocking. Or it could be the other way around, which is you're blocking first. So the director will block first, and then after they block the entire show, then you have your choreography. So it can change. But usually, it's choreography first, and then your blocking. Or again, it could merge. What to expect during your choreo rehearsals? Usually, they will give you your warm-ups, okay? They will lead it, or sometimes they'll just play music and they let you warm up on your own. Take this time to really warm up, guys. You do not want to injure yourselves during choreo rehearsals, alright? So, yes, you have your warm-ups first, and then they teach you your choreography. Sometimes they start from the bigger numbers, and then they do the smaller numbers last. And again, sometimes it's chronological, sometimes it's not. And that's what usually happens during your choreo rehearsals. For blocking rehearsals, what happens usually is they will make you read the scene first so that you get to understand what's happening during the scene, and then the director will block you. So this time you have to know your stage directions. You know your stage left and your stage right, your downstage and your upstage, all right? So you gotta remember that. That's pretty basic. Okay? So that's what happens during blocking rehearsals. Once the entire thing is done, once you've done your music, your choreography, and your blocking, that's the time when you actually run the show. Sometimes you just run with a pianist, or you can actually run with the -1s already. And you actually have the skeleton of your show already. You just don't have the lights yet and the costumes and all that. But you have the show. That's why it's important to have rehearsals so that you can prepare the show before actually going on stage. You don't want to go on stage, and just try to wing it. That's called improv. That's a whole different genre. And to be honest, I'm pretty bad at that, guys. I'm so bad at improv. But yes, we have the rehearsals so that we can rehearse and piece together the different elements of theater, which is your music and your movement. So that's the rehearsal process. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you like it. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up button, and again, be part of the family. Comment below if you have a different rehearsal process, or if you have experienced something else, like if you had blocking first, or like choreo first and then music. Comment them below. I would love to hear from you guys. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you like it. Break a leg. Mahal ko kayo. Bye!